seems like if you had a clinic that had this totality of all the things you could be dealing with in one place, that's the perfection model. And yet that doesn't exist anywhere that I know of.
No, no. And things might be, I'm not sure, I could be totally wrong because I live in Canada. Things are getting better, but I believe in the US, you could find a like a natural doctor. Here, it's very, very difficult. Very difficult. Very.
In Canada, they are vilified, natural health doctors. Even Dr. Fung with his fasting clinic there in Toronto.
Who knows what he's going through? Yeah.
Oh, I know what he's going through because I get the behind-the-scenes dirt. It ain't good, and they're putting so much pressure on him, and he gets so many hate emails and threats. I don't want to get into it much, but
absolutely, but
he gets a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't realize. And so, yes, we're very fortunate in the States that we can go see a naturopathic physician. We can go see a functional medicine doctor. We can go virtually over the internet and talk to people that are medical people that can help us with some of these things and have lab tests run, blah, 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 blah. But the problem is access to those things and acknowledgement that they exist out there for the vast majority of our population. They don't know about it. I think about like my parents, their generation, they just obediently go to a doctor because that's where you go to get, and they don't know about all of these things that are online. Now my mom knows because I'm sitting here like, you know, telling all the time. Internet, so he has no clue.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I guess the good news is over the years, we are seeing that community growing more and more. It took people such as yourself to stick at it. And as I say to everyone, the key is it's education, it's sharing, and awareness. We got to keep at it. We just have to. That's all we could do. Yeah, we're going to get shut down, but we've got to restart. We got to keep at it. But as I tell everyone that surrounds me, I'm just sharing. I'm not pushing, and I'm talking out of experience. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And so we have to keep at it. And it's sharing, sharing, sharing. That's all we could do, and educating. And hopefully, you know, and hopefully people will, and hopefully one day people will realize, you know, and I tell them it's never too late. It's never.
See, when you pause, you make me think you're done talking, and my instinct is to start talking. And so when you start talking,
sorry.
What?
Yeah, sorry about that. It's for some reason, I think it's our connection. Our connection is cutting. I'm getting the same thing.
On my end, you have not cut out at all. So
okay, perfect.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Good.
But guys,
good.
I'm going to say that is Maria Hatzimarkos, and she is from Your KeToRRific Journey over on Instagram. Go check her out. She is a baker as well as a keto coach. I'm looking at your link tree as some of the things that you're doing there. Definitely go check her out. She talks about the different ingredients that are out there and how she's kind of a strict keto person. The keto police lady, that's all right. We need keto once in a while. She's got a YouTube channel that you should definitely go check out. And obviously different like support groups on Facebook and things like that. Tell us about this bakery. I'm curious, what made you start a bakery?
Well, when I first jumped on with my husband, I realized that sometimes social gatherings or birthdays or let's be honest, as a woman, there's sometimes during the month that we'll crave because our hormones, you know, we're not actually really craving, but because of that jolt of the hormones, we want something. And when I started looking what was out there, as I said, because I'm picky with ingredients, I go, let me give this a try. And I just started playing with ingredients, having fun with it, just baking for us at home. I had certain people try them when they would come over. They had no clue it was keto, low carb, paleo. They had no clue. And they're like, oh, this is good. You should do something with it. And there we are. Yeah, that was 2018. I began.
So you have a storefront? Is that how you sell?
No, I work more like a catering service. I work out of home. I have everyone say, place your order by Monday for a pickup or delivery for Thursday and Friday. I'd rather bake it fresh for the time being. People have asked me to be in stores. But I'd rather have it baked freshly and get to know my client face to face for the time being. Yeah.
Hey, it's cool. I love anybody that helps this lifestyle more accessible, more doable, and sustainable. I personally like to lean more carnivore because it's just so easy to just eat meat and foods, but that's me, and I realize not everybody has that desire. People want the variety, they want the familiar foods, blah, blah, blah. I think what you're doing is wonderful for those newbies, especially that just kind of get started and they're trying to get off of what I call crappy garbage and onto better options. And so your KeToRRific journey, definitely you're doing that on what you're doing. But let's get back to the end, because getting healthy is possible for anyone. There's going to be somebody who's going to get mad at that assertion because they're like, Jimmy, you don't understand. I have XYZ going on in my health, and there's no way I can turn that around. And I've had many people on this show, people like Rebecca Farmer, had 20 different diseases that she was severely underweight and she gained back weight, and now she's vibrantly healthy off of all the medication she was taking for 10 plus autoimmune diseases plus 20 overall, including Lyme disease and C. diff, and I mean down the line. And I've got several friends in my life that have had this whole poly disease thing going on. So I don't think people realize the power of nutrition and lifestyle to heal all of these diseases.
I know, and I couldn't agree more. It's incredible what food could do. It's like we're going back to our ancestors, right? It's exactly that. That's how you had this, the simplest thing back, in the years. It's like when you weren't feeling well, what would your great grandmother or grandmother say? You're not feeling well? Let me make you a broth. Here you go. Take this healing bowl of broth, right? Or these with herbs and, like put this on your skin if you're having a rash, or drink this tea or whatever, it's.
Let's go back last pandemic in 1918. I remember seeing some photos when the current pandemic came out. I remember seeing photos from the 1918 pandemic where they had hospital beds outside so that these patients could get exposed to sunlight, because they knew even then, in the rudimentary medical system that they had even then compared to now, they knew inherently that sunshine was going to kill what was ailing them and was going to give them benefits. They didn't know about the vitamin D synthesis at the time. They didn't know about some processes, but they just knew that was a positive health modality. And I think sunshine exposure, grounding, breathing, meditation, all red light therapy, cold exposure, these are the things that nobody is hearing about that could make health possible for anyone, along with diet and exercise.
Yes, that takes a combination. It definitely takes a combination. Absolutely. And the mind is a huge one. The mind was, that's why meditation, even Reiki. I don't know if you've heard of Reiki, which is with energy healing. It's incredible. So it's anything in the natural form is a powerful, powerful tool to heal the body and just keep it going. It's like we're like a car engine, right? It always needs maintenance. We got to keep on going. We got to take care of it. We can't just leave it. And I wish I knew about all of these things years ago. So that's what I even tell my kids. I have 2 teenage boys. It's everything that I'm trying to drill in your mind, whether it's take a couple minutes during the day and just breathe, or teaching them how to read labels, or it's everything to avoid what I've gone through and what my husband has gone through, so that small percentage of genetics, trying to avoid all of that. So there's so many things that we could do, and it's absolutely right, as you're saying, it's a combination. It's definitely exercise. It is nutrition, anything for the mind, simple as going outside, as you mentioned, and just let the sun hit your face for a couple of minutes. There's a lot of things we could do. And as I tell everyone, it's never too late. I only learned this, I'm being honest, I only learned this in my 30s. I wish I knew way back then. But we were following the mainstream. Yeah.
32 when I started the Atkins diet, and here I am at 49 on the cusp of 50, and I'm glad, because I honestly believe, had I not at least started my journey with nutrition in 2004, I would probably be dead today. And, you know, people are like, oh, that's kind of morbid. What are you talking about, Jimmy? I'm like, my brother Kevin, he died after 8 years after having a series of heart attacks. He died because of the ramifications of his nutrition and lifestyle choices. And so why would it be any different? We're full-blooded brothers. I was following in his footsteps. I would have definitely followed, maybe not died at 41, but I would have eventually died probably early. And I haven't had a heart attack. I haven't had any kind of diagnosis of a chronic disease other than, and so for me, I feel like I'm winning and beating that battle of so-called genetics. I kind of hate that idea.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I know.
That's another kind of obstacle to this, people not thinking they can get healthy. Well, everybody in my family has had diabetes. Everybody in my family is obese.
Yeah.
It's inevitable that I'm going to have it, so I'm going to eat the Big Mac and fries and Coca-Cola. And they don't realize that they can change that very easily and very quickly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I've also been noticing, I'll give you an example, because we definitely have the big food industry there, right? It's straight in our face, right? So I can understand that it's hard, because as soon as you step out of your door, there's something right there to remind you. Years ago, I even read this thing, I can't remember where, that I think it's from the age of 2, kids recognize the McDonald's symbol from far. Okay? So it's in our faces. So I understand for a lot of us, it's hard. And it's, as you mentioned before, we look up to our doctors. It's the way we look up to whoever is controlling the food industry. We look up to the government. We look up to, like, because they're, you know, for years, that's who's in our face. So take that, and goes back to mind over matter, that we are I don't know, blame it that we're busy. I don't know what to blame it, but we all want instantaneous results. I've been noticing that. They want the quick fix. Everyone wants the quick fix, whether it's for their health or even food.
Because,
right?
It's been promised in our culture that in order to get healthy, it has to be quick, it has to be easy, it has to be bada bing, bada boom, it has to be the hottest trend. And I've been around long enough, 17 years, I have seen everything come and go. I've seen the Atkins diet on its way out. I saw primal paleo when it came on, and on its way out. I saw keto when it came on, and I was a part of that, and it's on the way out. Carnivore and real food and Whole30, and I could go down the list of all these things that people are always seeking to find the next big thing. And the next big thing, guys, is what works for you. Figure that out. Like that's the secret here on how you get healthy. It's not about some prescriptiveness of some popular diet. It's about finding what works for you and then doing it.
Exactly. Absolutely. And when we look at the side of food, we do need to take some time to do some preparations. Okay. I'm not saying that so no matter your background, demographically where you are, because definitely I understand if there's budgets and etc. It's totally normal. It's the world we live in. But it's just keeping things simple. It's like we have to kind of get over that eating with the eye thing, as we say. We have this expression in Greek that we say that we eat with the eye. So we got to kind of get over that and understand the whys, the whats of nutrition and what it does to us to get over that obstacle, right? So just keeping things simple, and you don't have to go crazy in the kitchen. You have that zero culinary experience. It's as simple as, a salad and frying up a piece of meat. And if you are leaning towards carnivore, then by all means, have fun with your meat. It's just frying it up or barbecuing it. Within 20 minutes, you could have a healthy meal.
I can eat with my eyes very strongly, Maria.
So can I.
Listen, with a big old plate of brisket, I will eat with my eyes. I promise you.
That is a wonderful, wonderful landscape.
Yeah, it was glorious at that point.
Absolutely.
I've never been to Texas and gotten some brisket from Texas.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I could just imagine. I hope to be able one day come towards there and be able to experiment and see all that lovely southern barbecued food. Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of it right now and I'm drooling.
Yeah. Got the
Yeah.
drool
But
going down.
that's it. Yeah.